Hey, let's talk about the two different ways that you can become a brand ambassador. Becoming a brand ambassador is super fun because you get to connect with different brands. You get to connect your audience to something that they may have otherwise not known about. So I'm actually thankful of all the fun gadgets and products that I have learned about from coaches, influencers, even some celebrities, right? Not everything that is shared is just for the sake of sharing. It genuinely is a really good match. And there are several ways to go about it. And it doesn't matter whether you have a small audience, you have a tremendous audience, the business strategy is the same. The business strategy stands, and you need to have this in mind whether you're making plans for your audience, short-term and long-term, or you are negotiating a contract with a company. And so if that sounds like you, if it's something you're doing now or something that you'd like to aspire to in the future, you want to learn these two main ways that you can be a brand ambassador so that you can keep this strategy in mind as you move forward and map out your career as an online content creator. Hi, I'm Ilean Harris, an entrepreneur and Cuban American. When I started as an entrepreneur, I had little resources, so I quickly learned how to work smart. I experienced lots of headaches and setbacks when I started, but today everything is different. I've got clients in over 20 countries, I've traveled the world, and I want to show you how to do the same. In this community, you will gain amazing training and inspiration to build a business of your dreams and a great lifestyle to go with it. Whether you're an entrepreneur with lots of ambition and experience, or you have just started your entrepreneurial journey, you've come to the right place. Remember, you can have it all. The first type of way that you can become a brand ambassador is by getting paid a set fee for your collaboration. Meaning, if you post this, you get paid this. If you create this video, you get paid that. That is a very standard way of getting paid. I'm sure you have heard about it or suspected it was happening when you hear of everyone saying hashtag ad, sponsored post, this and that, right? This is something that is super common, and frankly, I think it's great. Back in the day, you'd have to be a ginormous celebrity, lots of airtime, and you were hoping that that show was super popular, that a lot of people watched a commercial. Whereas nowadays, if someone skips a commercial, they may not skip the content from your influencer. So it is genuinely a win-win situation, right? However, a lot of times it can create a little bit of a long-term hiccup for the influencer, because people after a certain amount of sponsored posts might not say, wow, this person does this full time, and they can really analyze a lot of different offers, and their audience is huge. So it might be a lot of different types of people that they have to cater to, and that's why there are so many different products promoted here, and they have to make a living. Most people would be like, my gosh, you're kind of being a little salesy, and you're just promoting this because they paid you for it. I don't know if you actually mean what you're trying to say. And so that's not always a deal breaker for anyone. Some people's audiences are so big that they can absorb the cost of, losing a few thousand or a few 100,000 or a few hundred even followers or customers. But that is something that would come to mind. If you're brand new, you're probably thinking to yourself, man, that'd be a great problem to have, right? Like, oh no, I had too many sponsorships, right? But the truth is that it actually would not be the best problem to have. You don't just have a business, you are the business. And so people wouldn't be associating that certain brand collab just to that specific sponsor. They would say, you did this, you introduced me to this, you recommended this. And so I have found that it is really important not only for you to take collaborations that are a good fit for you and your audience, your values, who you really are, but it's also really good for your long-term strategy. If, for instance, I, who don't drink, were suddenly doing a collab with a liquor company, it would 1,000% not be authentic, not be believable, and I would lose all my credibility forevermore for anything else I would have to offer, right? And so that's just an example for my personal brand, right? It could mean anything for your brand if that was an offer. And so you've got to think to yourself, is this a good fit? Is this not a good fit? And so I want you to think about that as you're negotiating, and it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. You still learned something. You still got to see how much they were willing to offer, what the deliverables were, meaning how much work do they expect for that, and so much more. And so it's really, really, really important for you to consider, how can you work smart? How can you truly put yourself in a position to win? The second way that you can be a brand ambassador is with your own affiliate link. A lot of people do this, especially savvy bloggers who have an affiliate link for a lot of different companies, so that when they recommend something, it is there generating an income for them on evergreen. Meaning that if you write a blog post and you recommend a lot of different things, every single time someone comes to read that post, someone comes across that content, someone is referred to it, whether they find it organically, they found it through something you linked on YouTube, something that you pointed out to them on Pinterest, so on and so forth, then you're getting paid from it time and time again. Now, because you have this link that allows you to continue earning, what I really like is that you can keep promoting the same thing consistently. So for me, if I'm excited about a restaurant, I'd probably still be excited about it even well after our collab, right? I'd still be going there. I would still be interacting there. And so that is what I love about it. But what people tend to hate about it is that, well, now that affiliate link is just sitting there and you kind of have to wait for somebody to take action. And it is based on your results, not based on how great of a video you recorded, how good of a photo you posted, how many followers you have. It is based on who took action, who actually bought after you promoted it. And so you do feel a little bit more of that entrepreneurial experience, right? Where you almost feel like it's an extension of your business. And some people might say, well, yeah, I get the long-term vision of having thousands of people come to a link and buy something through it. But I also have my short-term goals where I need to make X amount of money with a smaller audience, or guaranteed income up front, no matter how the sales do on the back end. And so here's what I'm going to tell you, because I have coached many influencers who come to me wanting to monetize with e-courses and coaching after experiencing these two ways of becoming a brand ambassador. And I'll tell you this, the upfront income is great, but for you to have a long-term relationship with the brand may also want some results. So not only are you getting an upfront payment, so let's say you got paid $1,000, just to throw out a random number, and they generated $100,000 in sales. So you actually got underpaid for your performance simply because it was a one-time thing. But if you didn't hit certain amount of numbers, and the brands don't reveal that to you immediately, then guess what? They may not come back, or they may let the agency know, and the agency may not bring other brands to you because the agency themselves want to stay in business. And so what a lot of people think, wow, they just wanted the picture, I don't have to worry about how it sells on the back end, I'm just working. And the reality is you always have to sell on the back end, and your content should always be converting into sales. And so that is why, although there isn't that upfront cushion, I prefer having a link to promote something. You are an affiliate, you are a brand ambassador, this is a long-term relationship. You can create a lot of content around one thing so that people understand that you're driving a message. It's easier, and from a sales perspective, I don't know if you knew this, but the average person has to see something about 7 times before making a buying decision. So you're actually in a better position to create loyal customers. But if you promote a product that needs some sort of monthly renewal, that needs you to perhaps reorder it, like if I reorder my protein shake or I reorder my skincare products, then that sale you made once can pay you time and time and time again. And so I know that it's a lot to consider, but it's really important that you understand both, because your business has to function in the short term, but it needs to also be here and thriving for the long term. I personally, for our company, we have a brand ambassador program, so I'm gonna link below so that you can get all the details, watch the video, see how being a brand ambassador works, and all the different ways that you can make an income being a brand ambassador through our program, if that's something that interests you. But remember, this is your business. You're in charge. You have the last say. Really think about what works for you and trust your gut. I'm super glad we got to spend some time together today. Leave a comment below if you've got any questions for me. And remember, you can have it all.